Joining us now, Texas Congressman Tony Gonzales. Congressman, it's great to have you on. Can you talk to us more about how you spoke with the Texas rancher and his wife who discovered the 5 toddlers left alone, abandoned in the desert? They could have died. It hits 103 degrees and more there.
That's right. You know, in my district, sadly, this happens all the time. These ranchers, they've lived near the border their entire lives. This gentleman in particular since the 1940s. And what he told me was things have never been this bad. To see 5 children, babies, essentially, just kind of thrown in the desert there with no water, no food. It's only a matter of time before something terrible happens, and we have to act. We have to do it now this isn't a Republican issue or a Democrat issue. We have to come together. The people on the ground, the ranchers and the farmers, they don't feel safe. When I was leaving Quemado and heading back to San Antonio, there were 2 high-speed chases as I made my way home. It's just out of control.
2 high-speed chases. Okay, and we're also seeing in the border states home invasions. The people down there, they're saying they're seeing illegal aliens crossing with weapons. They're seeing stores burglarized. Are you hearing that too?
I am, and you know what, I will say my district is very compassionate. When I put this photo out about these young girls and we were sharing information, a ton of folks reached out and they wanted to be helpful and they were concerned about the health and well-being of these girls. In the same breath, people do not feel safe in their own homes. I met with ranchers and farmers, and their children are having to carry weapons around and they're having to repair fences, and the damage is just unbelievable. But the high-speed chases, imagine if your child is in school and you get an alert, as a parent, you get an alert that they have to go on lockdown because there's a high-speed chase going through your small town. Everyone is frustrated, they're angered, and we have to do something about it.
Yeah, Congressman, there's the humanitarian issue. Let's move on to a national security issue. The press secretary for the White House, Jen Psaki, is accused of downplaying the seriousness of terrorists arrested illegally crossing the border. Let's watch this.
Well, first let me convey that these type of incidents are very uncommon, and CBP and DHS can speak more to the timeline and the specifics, of course, in these particular cases and encounters. But encounters of known and suspected terrorists are very uncommon.
Well, so was 9/11 uncommon. Is that the footing to be on? Try to say that it's rare and uncommon, right? What do you say?
It's the furthest thing from the truth. That in the Del Rio sector, Border Patrol agents, they're apprehending all kinds of different nefarious activities with weapons, right? They're finding weapons, they're finding drugs, and the longer our open border happens, the more at risk we're going to be for a terrorist attack or anything in general. I mean, we're looking at the number of people that are apprehended. What about the number of people that are not apprehended? It's a very dangerous situation. Those, my constituents are on the front lines of this. We have to do something about it. I go back to it. Isn't a Republican issue or a Democrat issue. We have to come together before something terrible happens, and it starts with this administration.
Yeah, there were tens of thousands of gotaways, right? So, the data shows 19 suspected terrorists have been caught trying to cross the border since 9/11. We're talking ISIS, Hezbollah, individuals from Iran, Yemen, Pakistan, Afghanistan. In fact, 2 terrorists, known terrorists on the FBI no-fly list, on the terror watch list, were caught in Calexico. So, I mean, this is not media hysteria. It's not overreacting. We're talking about facts, right?
That's right.
And 9/11 again happened. And by the way, 1993, the World Trade Center was attacked too. So this is a serious issue. Your final word, sir.
That's exactly right. These are facts. The facts are we have terrorists that are entering in our country. Kevin McCarthy visited the border a while back, and he brought this to light, and he got attacked by all these Democrats saying that it's the furthest thing from the truth. It's not. This is what's happening on the ground every single day. What we have to do is stop putting our heads in the sand that this is going to go away, and we have to act now.
Congressman Gonzales, thanks for joining us. Come back soon.
Thank you, Liz.